Hello, and welcome to this review of sport in and around Oxford over the weekend of the 17th and 18th of January with Colin Ryde and Patrick Lock. Now, Patrick, you normally report on football for the National Lawn League paper, specialising in Oxford City. I do football for Radio Charwell, of course, and occasionally for BBC Oxford, so we're cricket fans as well. But I suppose we must start this week by giving a big mention to Chinner Rugby Club, because they had a fantastic win at the weekend. They're playing at the highest level in their entire club history, beating second place Bedford 27-17 this weekend. Patrick, what a result for a team that I suppose a little bit disparagingly, BBC Radio Oxford's Kieran Bushnell, our own Kieran Bushnell, often describes Chinner as being almost like a village team, but they're not better than that, aren't they, from their results recently?
Yeah, it's remarkable, isn't it? We seem to be reporting every week about how they've pulled off a remarkable win over someone, and like you say, beat Bedford, which is a great result against second in the league. It always is, isn't it? And the week before, they pulled off an unlikely win against Worcester, didn't they, away from home, against a Worcester team that hadn't lost at home. So it's remarkable what they're doing for, I was going to say a small club, because like you say, Colin, that Kieran said about how they're a village club, but they get 2,000, don't they, to go and watch them. So it's a really remarkable, and it's massively a club on the up, isn't it? And really good to see them doing so well and flying the flag for Oxfordshire sport, really. I
think it is, and I think again it's just another big up for this county of ours that's got some fantastic sport there, including Chinner Rugby Club. Now, I take it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's not all been rosy in the last few years, has it? There's been a few relegations in football for our team, so it's good to see team doing really well, isn't it?
Absolutely so. Now, I take it you didn't travel to Macclesfield to watch Oxford City on Saturday?
I didn't. I never planned to, I have to say. It was a family birthday, so I was pre-booked for this weekend.
Okay, there's a joke here because it was your dad's 70th birthday and I'm 71, so I'm old enough to be your father.
Yeah, too old maybe.
I hasten to add I'm not your father, okay, just in case there's any paternity suits that are flying around here. So anyway, right. So, Macclesfield. FA Cup heroes, okay. Their chairman on last Sunday said he wasn't too sure where his team was because they've been celebrating, but no hangover for the Macclesfield Town's players on Saturday, Patrick.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Once you see something like that happen, and a really remarkable day, and not just Macclesfield history, but FA Cup history, isn't it? It's I think it was the biggest gap between two clubs for a win, wasn't it? It's the first time a National League North or South team had ever won, beating a Premier League team. So, yeah, really remarkable result. And it's quite interesting being the next club to play Macclesfield, especially in a league game, because it's like it's either the best time to play Macclesfield or the worst time to play Macclesfield, because it may be that they're just still riding the absolute high and go and beat you, or have they been in the pub all week and therefore not up for it at all? But sadly for City, the answer was the former. So I didn't go. Just following reports there, it sadly sounds like City were soundly beaten on the day. Didn't have too many shots, and although the goals came quite late in the game, it sounded like Macclesfield were well worthy of their win. So, disappointing for City. Still just about outside the relegation zone at the moment in 20th, which, is great, but there's three teams below City, just 2 points behind, and a few of them with several games in hand. So, precarious position, but if they go and win every other home game or something, like they beat Buxton the week before, then hopefully should be all right to stay the right side of the dotted line.
OK, so while you were in the warm on Saturday afternoon, I was at the Sam Stadium watching the new manager's first game in charge of Oxford United in a goalless draw. A scoreline that really didn't do justice to what was a very exciting game. United almost bagging all 3 points in the closing minute of additional time here. And last week we showcased Andy Gay getting overexcited when Oxford City actually got an equaliser. Well, you ought to have listened to my commentary with Richard Palmer in one of those games where the ball was ping-ponging around in the penalty area of the opposition. Just couldn't get it into the back of the net. And then right at the end, Mills was one-on-one with the Bristol City keeper. I think the keeper just got a fingertip to it and pushed it wide for a corner. Then there's all sorts of shenanigans there going on. So, yeah, we were overexcited, I think. But in overall, it was a fantastic performance. A lot of energy there. And as I say, this new manager seems to have got just that enthusiasm. They talk about a new manager bounce. It's really curious, isn't it? But he came in bouncing and came out on the pitch and was full of sort of energy, I think so. And that seems to be injected into the players, really. So it's amazing what a new manager bounce can do, isn't it, Patrick?
As long as it lasts, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think is the
true.
thing. It's I think we've all seen enough football and to know that I've seen plenty of times where my beloved Tottenham Hotspur have sacked the manager. You do well for a few games and then it returns to the same old rubbish. And but yeah, I mean, it sounds good and a fresh way of thinking, a bit more energy. Maybe the thing that Oxford United needs. So be interesting to see what happens in the coming weeks. There's a few tough games coming up though, I think. But then the teams higher at the table seem to be better games for Oxford United this year, don't they? They've got positive results against teams at the top of the table, so maybe that's what they need.
Well, I think that's the same for Oxford City, isn't it? That they tend to play better or sometimes against better sides. And I think we should also just mention quickly Tyler Goodrum, Oxford United striker, had an operation today. He just had it and he had a thumbs up photograph put out on their media. So anybody listening knows Tyler Goodrum, or Tyler Goodrum himself listening, we wish him very well. He's out for the rest of the season, so that's something you don't want to see from any young player. He's a really good young lad, I think, so full of energy comes on, and that's not good news for him or Oxford United at all.
Tyler Goodrum's always one of those players I look out for at Oxford United, because although he never played for Oxford City, he had a couple of loan spells in National League South, so came up against him every so often. So it's always good to see players that have played in non-league go on and play in the EFL. So yeah, it's always interesting to see how he gets on in that team. And yeah, always one of the bright sparks, it seems.
It is indeed, yeah. So we wish Tyler Goodrum all the best in his recovery, and hopefully we'll see him back stronger next season playing for Oxford United. Right, so the weather put paid to Banbury United's game at the weekend, a flooded pitch again. And that's 3 in a row, isn't it, Patrick, they've missed? Yeah,
it's that time of year, isn't it? And we talk about it every year, Banbury United's pitch and the flooding that they get. And I think we'd mentioned it a few weeks ago, and within a week it had happened, and unfortunately the water hasn't receded. So yeah, game off again for them. Still in 13th in the division, so still in a healthy position, but a few games stacking up for them to play in midweek. Hopefully the ground will recover in time that they can start playing some of those games in hand. But they're away coming this coming weekend that we'll hear shortly. So maybe they'll get a game played this week.
All right, so both Didcot Town and Thame got their games on. Contrasting fortunes for those two sides, though, Patrick.
Yeah, so we'll start with Thame. Probably you'll find because they had the positive result, so we'll better go to positive before the negative. But they've not had a game for a while. Their last game was on the 27th of December, so it's their first game of 2026 on the 17th of January. They went down 1-0 at half-time, but they turned it around after the break. Harry Alexander and Charlie Stowe got the goals to see them to victory there. They're in 8th place at the moment, and we've been talking about their remarkable form in the last few months. And they were rewarded with that form. They were given the Team of the Month in the Southern League in December. It was 4 impressive wins and a draw for them in December, and they've backed it up with another win in January. So some absolutely amazing form for Thame there. So, yeah, we've been speaking about can they keep that up and have an unlikely charge for the playoffs? I think maybe you can get rid of the unlikely in that sentence now. I think they're probably well in a charge for the playoffs now. But yeah, as you say, it was a contrasting fortune for Didcot Town, and it seems to be a topic every week that we talk about. They seem to win one, lose one, and they were beaten on the road 2-0 at Bidford this Saturday just gone. 2 late goals, 2 goals in the last 20 minutes saw Bidford to win there. Jimmy Heapy, he didn't speak to camera after the game, but he did put some comments on Didcot's social media. He said, it's obviously a disappointing result for us. We knew Bidford would be a tough test, and over the course of the game, we didn't do enough in key moments to get the positive result. I don't think there was too much between the sides, but we knew the first goal would be massive in a tight game. The players' effort and commitment was there, and I can't fault them for that. We have to be better on the ball and more clinical when chances coming our way. So it sounded like a tough game, didn't it, Colin? A tightly fought game, but sadly, Bidford got the 2 goals when it mattered, and it sounded like it could have gone the other way, but it wasn't to be for Didcot. They are currently in 15th in the Southern League Division 1 South. That's a very tight league at the moment, but 15th is not too bad at the moment. So hopefully they can pick up a few more wins and get themselves away from danger.
I agree with you. I think really it's one of these situations where if they start winning their home games and get the odd away win as well, which they've been doing. I think the West Country's been a happy hunting ground up until last weekend for them. They'll be safe as well. Okay, Patrick, how many games survived the weather in steps 5 and 6 on Saturday, plus also what happened on Sunday with the ladies' teams?
We'll start with a combined counties roller coaster, I think we'll better call it. It's really one we're keeping an eye on this season because there's a lot of Oxfordshire interest, and not only is there that interest, but it's also right at the top of the tables. And it's really starting to hot up now as we're starting to get into the second half of the season. The main thing we're looking at is Ardley and Wallingford and Crowmarsh's total charges. Before we look at what happened on Saturday, I must mention one result from the last midweek.
Okay.
With current leaders Burnham, they were held to a 1-1 draw by Wallingford and Crowmarsh.
Ooh, wow.
So a useful point for Wallingford there, but actually Wallingford perhaps doing their Oxfordshire counterparts Ardley a hand there by getting Burnham dropping some points. So, in the tables now, looking a bit rosy for Ardley, saying that their game on Saturday was postponed away at North Greenford United. I thought I'd have a quick look back at their results because we seem to be talking about postponements every week. They haven't won a league game since the 25th of November, Colin. Which is only 4 league games ago, so that shows you how much their schedule has been absolutely decimated by the weather. They played 4 league games since the latter part of November. So
I have to say that one of the things, there was a whole page spread in the National Non-League paper about the problems this is causing non-league sides at the minute, with the inconsistency about where their games are called off. And the chap who was writing the paper said that he inspected the pitch and had a really good referee. But in the course of the hour before the game, the pitch froze, right? So they couldn't play. And so the weather's changing so quickly at the moment. And as I say, I think for Premiership sides with underfloor heating and all sorts of other things there, it's not a problem. But for any other teams, it's not just that. It's how, if they haven't got a 3G pitch, these guys are unlikely to be able to train either. So it makes it really tough for these part-time players to keep turning out. And then they've got to play on pitches like ploughed fields. I mean, I've been to North League, Kivington, reporting for them. I've seen Kivington's pitch sometimes where I just couldn't believe how players could actually play a decent game of football. They still did, but how they managed it, I just don't know.
I mean, it's so hard as well. And you've also got to think about the pitch for the rest of the season as well, haven't you? You could play on it when it's slightly wet, but it's going to completely churn it up, and then you won't have a pitch for the rest of the season. And it's remarkable thinking as well about 3G pitches, as you say. I was asked by Andy Kate the other day to find out when the last time Oxford City called a game off at home, and it was It was back in 2022, I think it was.
I think that was not the pitch. I think, if I remember rightly, that was because the terraces and the car parks and everything else were frozen then. I think that's what... I think...
It was a blanket of snow on the pitch, and I think what sometimes happens is that people get them mistaken for all-weather pitches. But I think the problem is when you get a big layer of snow on the 3G pitch, it can actually cause damage by shoveling it off by pulling the rubber crumb off. But I don't know. I'm not an expert on 3G pitches, so I may have just been sold some tosh or something. But
I can tell you something else, okay? Because when we had really, really hot summers, I remember talking to Reece Fleet one early season, sort of August time, starting off, and I'd talking to Anthony down there at Oxford City. She was running these sort of kids clubs during the summer, very, very hot summer. And the little rubber balls were melting. So all the kids were going home covered in sort of black, slimy, sort of rubbery stuff. So you could get a game called off on a 3G pitch these days because the rubber balls have been melting. So, I mean, it's going to come.
I always say you can always tell when the weather's getting warmer at Oxford City because you can start smelling the rubber from the pitch. So, yeah.
All right. Okay. Yes. So what else was going on in the non-league side and the lower leagues there? Anybody else survive the games at all?
Yeah, Milton United didn't survive the weather. They had their game called off as well. But there was some football in the combined counties north. Wallingford and Crowmarsh, so the other team battling for the title, they had a thumping win. They played Ardley United in an Oxfordshire derby. 2 goals each for Tyler De Cruz and Aidan Higgs were supplemented by a Brad Walton goal to keep their title charge going. Otherwise, there was a much-needed win for Kidlington. Otis Castle and Michael Hopkins scored in a 2-1 win over Edgware and Kingsbury there. So, yeah, I think we can hear from Kidlington manager, can't we, Colin?
Indeed, he is talking after that game. Bit echoey, but I think we can get the message.
Today's game. Because the last team's up in 5 minutes in the first half. It was there, wasn't it? And then it should have been 3-1. Or whatever. But I'm just proud. Look, it wasn't pretty, mate. I'm proud of the way we reacted in the second half. The first half, we didn't take our chances right at the beginning. They went 1-0 up. I said to Christian at times, they had one chance to score, and they took it. And then we huffed and puffed. You could see it deflated the lads a little bit. And to be fair to Edgware, they were hurting us on the break. So we changed the shape. Yeah. And I thought we was only really 1 team in the second half. That's no disrespect to them. They've got some good players. They've improved a lot, and I think they will pick up some points. I think the second half we deserve to win. It's hard with the conditions as well. It's probably the worst the pitch has been, obviously, because the rain is really foggy and it's hard conditions to play in.
Yeah, I agree. The pitch was tough, but luckily we managed to get the game on. But playing the team in a relegation, especially now we're entering the running, they are dangerous teams to play. And they kind of proved it today with a bit of a smash and grab approach to things. But no, I thought it was good to turn the game around. And in the season, we'll look back at this and go 2-1 win against these will be a good result.
Yeah, it's a hard one because no disrespect to Edgware, when you're playing bottom of the league, people expecting you to win. So I said to the boys at the beginning of the game, it's the performance goes out the window now, to be honest. Just do what you can to get a win. We've got good players. We know we've played really well in games earlier in the year and not got the results. But today was just about to get a win, and we can't make hard work of it. I'm just relieved, to be honest. But could have been a lot easier in the second half for us. We didn't have a couple more chances. But no, I'm really proud of the way the boys just turned out.
There we are. That's the Kidlington manager talking about that win after that game. A much-needed win for Kidlington there, I think so. North Lee's game didn't play as well, I think. Was that right? And they're sort of right in the table.
So fairly decimated, but still a few games going on. And Burnham won as well, so they're still top of the league. So not much else, but we'll just have a quick look at the combined counties table as well, because there's a lot of Oxfordshire interest in there. Wallingford and Crowmarsh, they're still third in that division. Played 7 more games than Ardley, who are 6 points behind. Ardley fifth at the moment, as I said earlier, 10 points behind leaders Burnham, with 5 games in hand. So if they win all their games in hand, still should go ahead of them. So yeah, that's crazy there. I've got to point out some crazy situations in that league as well, Colin. It's Ardley are 10 games in hand over Hilltop, who are a place below them. But below Hilltop, Windsor and Eton are 1 point behind Hilltop, but have got 12 games in hand. So they've played 18 to Hilltop's 20, to Hilltop's 30.
I can't believe how they're going to do this.
It's almost half a season that Hilltop have played more than Windsor and Eton. So
I wonder if it gets to a point where the pitches. I mean, we've had this ridiculous situation in the Test and also in the County Championship too last season, where teams have been deducted points for pitches that haven't been prepared properly. It must come a point where if you can't get games on because your pitch is flooded or whatever else, you just cannot, manage a league game. At some point, there must be some sort of sanction because there's no way you're going to be able to play, I don't think, as much as 18, 20 games. You're going to be playing 3 times a week with part-time players, which is unsafe for them, isn't it? I mean,
it's a tough one, though, isn't it? Because you never know what the British weather will give you. But I guess we'll see. It's funny. We always call it silly season coming in about March, April time because it's teams trying to fit half a season's worth of games in 2 months and things. So, it's going to be fun, I think.
All right, so
maybe slightly sarcastic, I think, to many football clubs. But
well, it'll keep the interest going right to the end of the season in our lower league sides in Oxfordshire. Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't too bad a weekend weather-wise. So a lot of football action on Sunday as well, Patrick.
Yeah, well, it was just Oxford United women who played, but it was something of a big game. They had a FA Cup 4th round game at Court Place Farm. They hosted Middlesbrough for their game. It wasn't looking good for Oxford United. They were 1-0 down heading into the final 10 minutes. Middlesbrough scored, but with 5 minutes to go, Maisie Baker scored to make it 1-1, and then on 90 minutes, Reva Cassidy scored to put Oxford United ahead. Cue absolutely wild scenes in front of about 450. And then just to put the icing on the cake, Holly Manders then put the game beyond doubt on the 95th minute. I didn't watch it, but I'm presuming it's because Middlesbrough had basically piled every person forward to try and get an equaliser. Oxford United broke and scored. That's what I'm presuming. But really good. Get a really good win for them there. They go into the 5th round now. All of the Women's Super League clubs are there now, so they could get a really big name coming up. So I'm sure they'll be hoping for a Man City or someone like that.
I think you're right. I think even a Man City away would be great, wouldn't it? I think to go and play that. But 450 down there to watch that game. It's getting better and better all the time, isn't it, women's football?
Absolutely, yeah. And obviously we've spoken to Oxford City earlier in the season when they were having their FA Cup run, and I think there was about 800 or something they got down, didn't they, for a double header a few weeks ago. So really good to see both women's sides doing well, especially in the cup competitions.
What have local football fans got to look forward to this coming weekend?
Yeah, so Oxford United, they got a relatively short trip, I'd say, up to the King Power to play Leicester City. After Saturday, 3:00 kick-off there. Oxford City, they're at home. They welcome AFC Fylde to the M Group Stadium, team they played on the opening day of the season. Bamboo United, they're on the road. They travel to Spalding United in Southern League Premier Central. Thame Water on the road. They head to AFC Dunstable in Division 1 Central. While Didcot Town are at home, they face Melksham Town in Division 1 South. And there's a full list of games on Sunday as well. Oxford United are back in league action. They welcome Cheltenham Town to Court Place Farm in Women's National League South. Abingdon United, they're at home as well. They host Moneyfield in Division 1 South West. And finally, Oxford City, I say they're full league fixtures on Sunday. They're in cup action. They travel to Wimborne Town in the Southern Region Women's Football League Chairman's Cup. So, we've got a full round of fixtures for the first time in a while, Colin.
Indeed. So the weather forecast looks as though at some point it's going to change to be frozen yet again. So time to put your thermals on. Meanwhile, we have midweek action as well, which we report on, I think, on our live shows coming up. But for the time being, for myself, Colin Ryde and Patrick Lock, that's what it looked like last weekend. And we're looking forward to the weather being kind to us so we can enjoy a full fixture list this coming weekend. For the time being, for myself, Colin Ryde and Patrick Lock, thanks for listening and bye for now. Well, that's it for this week's Ox Sports Unleashed podcast review of Oxfordshire's football with Colin Ryde and Patrick Lock. If you'd like your club to feature on this podcast or on our YouTube show that live streams every Thursday at 8 o'clock, then drop us a line at oxsportsunleashed@gmail.com. That's oxsportsunleashed, all one word, @gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for listening, and bye for now.